Oh, good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning at 5 past 11, and I am late because my computer decided it didn't want to open Chrome at all, and and I can't go live with Safari. So, if anybody knows of any deals on an Apple MacBook, I would be greatly appreciative because the time has come to retire my 10-year-old MacBook, and I'm like, I know I need to. 10 years. I know all the Apple people are cringing. I get it. And it has served me well. It's done amazingly well. It has never been a problem. And now it's time. And, I'm looking at prices and I'm like, for what I want, it's going to be an extraordinary cost. So if anybody has any tips or hints or tricks on how to get a deal on a MacBook, I would greatly appreciate it. And before you start, I'm not willing. I don't want to have to switch because all of my stuff is Apple, my cloud, my pictures, all of it. I don't want to have to switch and get into like trying to get stuff to talk back and forth to each other. And I've had a MacBook forever, so I'm not necessarily willing to switch, but also I'd like to save myself some money. So anybody who knows anything, I'm interested. I mean, I might even I don't know. I had a thought the other day. Yesterday, I was thinking about this as I was thinking about pricing it out and shopping around and whatever. And I need it for my business, so I know that that's a true thing, and I know it's going to be, I'll be able to write off at least some of it, if not all of it. But in my adult life, I've never bought myself a new computer. I know. How is that possible? Because what's happened is I've always had someone gift it to me or give me theirs because they were getting the new one, or refurbished. I bought them refurbished a lot. I don't think I've ever bought myself, and I take that back. When Kate and I were married, or before we were married, we might have bought a tower. We might have bought ourselves a tower, like a CPU or original for a desktop. That was probably in 2007, 6 or 7. And I have not bought myself a brand new computer or laptop since. Even this one that I work on was given to me because she wanted a new one. So that's why it's 10 years old. I mean, I got it, I probably got it 8 years ago. But yeah. So anyway, it was just something it just reminded me that it was high time that I buy myself one. So someone said, "What about a refurbished?" And I was like, "Yeah, I could totally get a refurbished computer," and I'm not opposed to that. But there's something about receiving, about about choosing, about actually getting it new that sort of appeals to me on some level, especially as I'm talking about abundance and receiving and allowing and what's the next level for me. So it was very interesting. So that's something that I'm sitting with. So again, I say, if anybody knows any deals on a MacBook, let me know, because I think I would like to buy new. There's something, like I said, there's something in it for me that's really a powerful message, or yes. Good morning, Katie. I'm glad you're watching. How are you? I just mentioned you. Actually, I was talking about when we bought ourselves a computer, and I think we bought it together. We may not have. I'm not even sure. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So what I want to talk about today is the title. I put as the description, "What doesn't kill us makes us stronger." And I did that because I don't know if I mentioned it or if I told you guys, but I have just been low-level cranky for weeks. I have just been in this low-level cranky funk for several weeks. So finally, over the weekend, it came to a head. Last week, I was having I was really struggling with, I felt like I got energetically beat up, and I couldn't clear it. I couldn't get it. It felt like my energy field had been shredded, and I couldn't clear it. I even asked one of my friends to give me a healing because I couldn't access it. And if you're joining me, say hi, good morning, let us know who you are. When you watch a replay, let me know that too. But so I couldn't access, I couldn't clear it. And I tried since Thursday to clear it, and it just wasn't clearing. So yesterday I did this really powerful meditation, and I went in and I was like, well, what's here? And it actually looked like all these little like, good morning, Michelle, how are you? So when I went in energetically, it looked like these like these like things, like energetic like things, and they were like chewing on my insides. And so I started to clear all that stuff out, and I did a deep healing around it, and I asked them to all be transmuted, and I was doing some deep work in this powerful meditation. And then for the hell of it, I just was like, well, let's see if I can take it out of like I said, let's just see if we can, because I could see these little energy vampire things. I guess that's what they were. They reminded me of like, I told you I'm watching Discovery of Witches, and they reminded me of like when the vampires get blood rage, and they're rah, 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 but they're little. They're like, rah, rah, but there's a bunch of them, right? So I was like, well, let's see if I could clear it like for other people, so then I just started like expanding, and at one point I think I took them out of for yesterday for a minute or two. I took all of those evil vampires out of the world for like a minute. So you're welcome. I don't know that it lasted, whatever. And I say that only because it was funny. It wasn't like, that's not looking for whatever. But so I sent that out. I cleared it all out and whatever. And I got rid of them, and I felt really good. And I was actually in a better space. I still had a little bit of crankiness, but it was so much better. So this is a very good lesson and a reminder to everybody to be doing energetic clearing yourself. If you're feeling anxious, anxiety, lost, depressed, irritated, frustrated, there's so much out there that if you're not clearing your energy, that's going to stick in you, right? And I mean, those of us who do this work all the time, we're clearing all the time. Every time I have a client, I'm clearing and grounding and whatever, but like it still wasn't enough. So just as a reminder, make sure that you're clearing your energy and cleaning your field and cleaning out all those little vampires, because they are sucking the strength out of you. And at one point I asked, is this mine? And it really even kind of wasn't mine. So I was grateful to be able to take it out of the world and just kind of clear it. And I watched it be transmuted. It was really fun, but I still felt some angst. I still felt some ugh. And then I got deeply and intensely triggered by by my boss, which was fabulous. And so I didn't get pissed off at him on the phone, but as soon as I got off the phone, I had what amounts to it wasn't a temper tantrum. It was more of a meltdown. It was intense, and it exploded, and it came out of nowhere, but it needed to. Right? I asked my guides to say, okay, show me, there's a couple of things I've been looking at recently. And I said, I need to figure out where this energy is. What's here? What's the vow? What am I working with? And how do I clear it? Show me how I clear these last blockages that I'm still struggling with a little bit. I want them done. Show me what I need to. That was Sunday morning in my meditation. So Sunday evening, I got triggered and really had this like volcanic eruption of emotion. It came up and went, right? And it was great. At the time, it didn't feel great. It didn't feel great at all. At the time, it felt like overwhelm, right? But in the process, afterwards, once I calmed down again, I got to sit with what was coming up for me, and why was it such a reaction, and why was I so upset by this, and anytime you get that kind of reaction, it's because they're hitting some wounding. And it's the only point of that is to show you what your edge is to show you what's ready to be healed. And I had specifically asked for this to heal on Sunday morning. So there was not even downtime, right? So in the aftermath, when I finally calmed down and it was back into like a rational brain, I could sit with it and I could say, well, okay, I can completely see why I'm triggered, like what this is, and I can finally understand what's beneath it. Like I can finally understand what this is in me and why this has been such an issue. And it does center around receiving an abundance and wealth and being good enough and worthiness. Like one of the things I've been really sitting with recently is worthiness, because I know that I'm good enough. It's not a self-esteem thing, and it's not a there were three things. We had a Venn diagram when we were talking the other day. We had a Venn diagram. There was self-esteem, good enough, right? Self-esteem, good enough, and worth. Those were sort of those three central third chakra energies. And we all talked about how they were just slightly different. And so when we talked about, cause yes, I know I'm good enough and I know I'm worth it. I mean, I know I'm my self-esteem is great. Like I know I'm pretty awesome and I know I'm good enough. Right. But that worthy piece, I just was like, oh, isn't that funny? That's where that is. That was Saturday morning. Sunday morning, I did the meditation. Sunday night, I had the explosion. It was like bing, 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 bing. And it was ultimately in service of being able to understand where that worthiness piece was. I really felt like in the meditation and the healing I was doing on Sunday morning, I was actually like doing like, I had a chisel, and I don't know if it was a jackhammer at one point, but I really had to like get into some bedrock of energetic stuckness. Like I really had to do some real, this was a hardcore, this was, like I said, bedrock that I had to excavate. And I sort of, once I excavated, that's when all those little gremlin things came out. And so I just was holding the container for all of them. And it was powerful. It was cool. It was a neat visualization that I did. And it was because it was like I didn't even know that wasn't the bottom. I mean, I've been doing this work for 25 years. Like, I didn't know that I hadn't uncovered this yet, because it felt like bedrock. It felt like the foundation, right? So I didn't even know until Sunday that there was even another layer under that to dig into and to feel and to explore and to uncover. And I was grateful for it. And like I said, I was still feeling sort of like, ugh, and I was grateful that last night, I am now grateful for last night that I could finally explode the rest of it out so that I could really clear it. Because I said to Patty this morning, I feel today like that bright sunny day that happens after a storm, that like beautiful sunny calm day that happens immediately after a storm. I feel grounded. I feel centered. I don't feel that low level crankiness that I felt for weeks. I needed to get it out. I needed to clear it. And I didn't have the tools to clear it. So I have to thank my boss once again for showing me what my edge is and showing me my comfort zone and pushing me right the fuck out of it so that I could get that explosion and finally clear out the last of it. That's why I put what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. That's why that was the topic today. That's what I was talking about, is because our work is only ever either an opportunity for joy or an opportunity for growth. And if you're not feeling joyous and easy and simple and fun and flow, then it is showing you what's the next level for you to clear. And if you're like, I don't have any more levels to clear, that's absolutely where you dig in, or you ask for help, or you ask for guidance, because when you feel like you've hit bedrock, there is absolutely another layer under it. And sometimes it takes a chisel or a jackhammer or finesse or an explosion. Sometimes it takes subtlety, right? Asking for grace and guidance. But whatever, if you're being tested, if there's something that's creating some sort of anxiety, some sort of angst, some sort of like challenge for you, it's absolutely the infinite kindness of the universe showing you what your next edge is. And as a result, I got to both figure out the energy that I've been sort of sitting with for a couple of weeks, and actually something that's been really bothering me for a long time, right? One of my deep triggers, I got to uncover it last night, and then this morning I got to uncover the vow around it. And so it was like this beautiful, powerful experience. And some of it I did on my own. Some of it Sunday morning I did on my own. But Saturday morning was a discussion amongst my closest friends. We're all teachers in the school, and we were all talking about school stuff. And then Sunday night was with the person I trust the most in the world. And this morning was again with my closest friends who could help me process it. So you can't do this work alone, really. You really can't. If you don't have a tribe, let's find you a tribe. This is a space where that could be. So if you guys want to share stuff on the page, if you want to ask for advice, if you want to have a discussion, I completely welcome that. And I encourage you guys to share and talk about stuff that's up and ask the questions. I mean, I would love for this space to be dialogue and discussion and engagement and questions and comments and answers and safe spaces where we can share stuff like this. This is a private, closed group. I mean, whatever Facebook has its thing, but if we want to start having some discussions, or if you don't feel comfortable having it in public, message me, send me a private, and let's have a conversation, and let's help you figure out what is that? Maybe it's a healing. I have tons of spaces open right now for healings. I have a couple of spaces open for clients as well. If you want to do some deep work, longer term, coaching kind of stuff. All of my coaching clients get healing anyway. And most of my healing clients get coaching, but if you want a longer term coaching package, I have a couple of spaces right now. But if you want just a one-off healing, come find me, book my calendar. I have tons of spaces for healings. I'm sort of in a low ebb right now because I'm doing a lot of classes. I'm not doing so much one-on-one, but I miss the one-on-one. I love the one-on-ones. So whatever it is, come find me, come work with me, share. Let's have discussion. Let's have conversations. I don't know. So I don't know if you've seen it. I have an archetype class coming up on March 6th. That's going to be awesome. It's really going to be this super cool thing to identify 12 of your archetypes, what makes you tick, and how you are and who you are. You want to figure out how you want to start doing some work. Archetypes is a phenomenal way to start that. One of the things we came up with this morning was because I have eternal child in my third chakra, and we're in the third chakra, my eternal child, every single time I have to take action, I need approval first. I have an eternal child. The child needs a parent. So there's nobody in the system who can parent my third chakra, which is the ability to take action. It's your will. It's your fire, right? My third chakra is a child. So every time I take action, I need approval from somebody, right? So it's no wonder I have a hard time with stuff. And when I get in trouble, then it's daddy called me to task, and I'm still looking for that parent, right? So it was, again, but knowing I have that eternal child gave me the ability to understand what was going on. I could put it in context. So the archetype class will help you do that. It'll give you the keys to the kingdom, sort of, right? I keep saying it's the link the missing link, right? So archetype class on March 6th. Please sign up for that. And the Ho'oponopono class. I'm doing a Ho'oponopono class on March 2nd. The archetype class is very small. I can only manage 8 people because we're really going to figure out all 12 of your archetypes. So that's a small space. I only have 8 spots. I think I already have one person signed up for, so now I have 7 spots. Jump on the archetype class. But the Ho'oponopono class, I can actually take a bigger group. We're going to I did yesterday, the healing was, I got to the place I got to yesterday in my healing where I got to take all the gremlins out of the world, all the little vampire-y things out of the world because I was doing Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I was clearing it, right? Ho'oponopono is life-changing. Ho'oponopono was the thing that turned my life around. That was how I started gaining traction. It was what brought me out of my dark night. Ho'oponopono is amazing. So come join us on March 2nd. It'll be an hour and a half. It'll be lots of fun. There'll be tons of content and information on there. And it's short money. It's not even $100. So come join me for the Ho'oponopono class. And then if you're interested, really think about the archetype class. It's a master class. It's gonna be powerful. And I'm bringing some really, really fun things into that class. So, and always one-on-ones, healing, whatever. All right. So I babbled enough. I hope you have a wonderful Monday. I hope you enjoy. It looks like the sun's trying to get out and it seems warmer. So I'm kind of hoping that some of the snow and the ice will melt. And we are halfway to spring. So have a wonderful day. Happy Monday. Check in with me. Tell me how you're doing. Let's have discussion. Mwah.